I feel like we need to kick off this season with some, should I say, nasty talk? Can we just get into it? If you do not know, your first time getting in contact with me, I am Cherise Styles, the host of Nasty Talk. And Nasty Talk is an acronym for all those Christians and holy rollers who are just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to clench my pearls. She's saying Nasty Talk. The logo got a tongue in it. What is this about? Well, you know what? I'm glad you're here. Those of you who can see, because this is a video podcast as well as a audio podcast, because we're doing the most in 2025. Yeah! Nasty Talk stands for nervy, ambitious, strong, talented, and yielding. So you're going to get a little bit of that in every single episode. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm always going to keep it real. Always going to keep it raw. Because listen, life is not that filtered portrait. Life can be messy. We have its beautiful moments, but we got to take the weeds with the flowers. Okay? They all grow in the same garden. Sometimes they grow together at the same daggone time. Other times, the weeds outshine the flowers, and the flowers sometimes outshine the weeds. But you can't dig up both, because then you won't have nothing. You get what I'm saying? Oh. But listen, I love me an acronym. And a lot of times my acronyms, the word itself may be vulgar, but the acronym itself is really not. So when I say we're going to get past the BS in this podcast, this is what I mean, guys. We're going to get past the blurry story, the bogus spin. A lot of times, there's always 3 sides to the story: his side, her side, and the truth. But we're going to get through the bogus spin, the baited scenario, the broken script, the bent story. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I have encountered people who like to stretch the truth. They exaggerate like a mug. And I'm looking at them like, bruh.
How can you say that?
Sis, I was there. That's not how it happened. That's not the tone. The BS. Okay? We're getting past all of that. Okane. I don't know what okane is, but let's get into the topic for today. This is Nasty Talk. I need you to put on your big boy draws, and let's get started. Are you ready for a reality check? Listen here, Lindas and Lindors. Closure isn't always a conversation. I could just drop the mic and just end it right there. A lot of times in life, we want to have that closure. We want to sit down with the person, have that face-to-face conversation. We want to, express how we're feeling, how you hurt me, and how I received it. And we want to make sure that the air is clear. Life is not a Lifetime movie. And no. Life is a Lifetime movie. Life is not a Hallmark movie. Hallmark, we have that closure and everything is just so beautiful. And we just ride off into the sunset together because we had that closure. We had that conversation. So now you can go on and live your life and I can live my life. And when we see each other, it's not going to be awkward. No, because we had that closure. Snap out of it, bruh. That ain't life. This is Nasty Talk. We're going to keep it real. It takes a strong person, a very strong person, to know or to actually deal with, accept the fact that closure is not a conversation. What? Yes. It's not a conversation. And I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you some keys, some tips, some tricks. Not necessarily tricks, but some definite tools to keep in your toolbox for when you feel the need to have closure. Closure is a big one that a lot of people need, want, and desire when relationships end. Yeah, it is. I'm going to just let it sit there for a second. But listen, closure is a two-way street. One person may want it, the other person may not. And if we're not on the same path and we can't agree to have this closure in the dancery and get rid of the hateration and the holleration, it's not gonna work. So let me just keep it real and bring you into my life, into a beautiful, messy, ugly scenario where I wanted closure. I wanted to have the conversation, and basically what I wanted to do all of this. I wanted to tell you about yourself because you were wrong. And I want the answers to the questions that I done asked. But I'm seeing now that person was not mature enough to have the closure, to sit down and have the conversation, whether it be face-to-face, in person, via FaceTime, send it in an email, smoke signal, whatever. They were not in a good space to have the closure that I wanted at the time. And I realized that I had to make sure that my heart was pure. My heart was pure, my intentions were pure, everything was good in order for me to just get through the fact that I'm not going to have this conversation. I probably will never have this conversation. And a lot of people, there may be some people who want closure from someone who has passed on. Like, you're not going to get that. They have gone on to glory, and questions that you may have, feelings of hurt, anger, betrayal, you are never going to get that. And so here are some things that you can do. Get that closure, get that peace for yourself. Because listen here, it is 2025, honey, and we need peace. We need that peace that surpasses all understanding. And if you're trying to find that peace in a person, oh, let me tell you, you are going to be disappointed. And the peace that I'm talking about is the peace that you can only get from God. So you are definitely going to have to pray about this. In order for you to get that closure that you need, you're going to have to pray.
Help me.
You're going to pray and have to ask God to help you get through this. Because I know for a fact, speaking from personal experience, I need God. I need God. You don't need God? Oh, girl, what's wrong with you? Because I need him every hour. Every second, every minute, we need you. Oh. Like, no, for real, because I do. Because I have a tendency, I will knuck if you buck. And I don't fight. I don't fight with my fists. I do not anymore. People probably look at me like, Cherise, you so skinny. I don't care. I don't fight. I do not have to fight with my fists. I will fight with my words, I will fight with my looks, and I will fight with my presence.
Period.
I will ignore you. Ooh, you will not exist to me. And that will hurt. My words will hurt. One, my words will hurt. I will cuss without cussing. Yeah, I will tell you all about yourself. Yep. But the Lord is working on me. Okay? The Lord is working on me. And then I can also cuss. And the Lord is working on me. Because life and death is in the power of the tongue. And blessings and cursings can't come from the same vessel. So I'm working on this. Because I'm trying to be clean, y'all. Won't he make you clean inside? Like, I'm trying to be clean. Okay. Let me stop being a goofball. I can't help it. This is just how I am. So one of the things that you could do to get closure, y'all, is to write a letter. Write the letter, but don't send it. You can write down how they mistreated you, how they hurt you, write down everything. Get it all out in the letter. I've done this before. I've written 2 letters to 2 different people. And of course, they was men. One was my father. And the other one was an ex. I wrote the letter and I sent it. And both times, I did not get a response. I did not get the response that I wanted, that I had hoped for, that I desired. Do not send the letter. Don't send the letter because you will be disappointed, like real bad. So in this letter, I'm going to need you to be like John Mayer and say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. You say everything that you need to say. Act like the person is there in front of you. Any lingering feelings, any hurt, any betrayal, Instead of sending it, I'm going to need you to throw it away, burn it, tear it up. Whatever helps for you to let it go. That's what I need you to do. Put all of your thoughts, all of your emotions in it, but please do not send it. Remember, the reason that you're doing this is for you. It's not for the other person. You're trying to be better. You're trying to go on with your life. So you're going to have to close that door, your daggone self. And as Ayana Van Zant would say, you got to do the work, beloved. Okay? Okay, so another thing you could do. If you're like, you know what? I'm tired. I don't want to write. I don't care to write. Act that thing out. Have some self-talk. So instead of focusing on the unanswered questions or the unresolved feelings, shift your perspective. Oh, that's good. Accept that some endings are open-ended. Some endings are open-ended, and remind yourself that the closure is something you give yourself, not something someone else provides. Because first of all, the person don't want to talk to you. That's how I talk to myself. Like, they don't want to talk to you. Obviously, they're not mature enough to handle the question. They said what they said. They did what they did. They meant what they did. And that's that. They're standing 10 toes down. And so you better stand 10 toes down yourself and realize, I mean, it is what it is. It's a hard truth, and it's a hard big pill to swallow. And here's another one. Now this one, do not come for me on this one. Last and final one. You want to create like a symbolic goodbye. Be dramatic. I don't care. Like, you know, on them Tyler Perry movies, the waiting to exhale moments, like, perform an action that represents letting go. It could be deleting old messages. Delete the old messages. Stop going back and replaying things over and over and over. They said what they said to you via text message because they couldn't say it to your face. So why would you hold on to that? Erase the email, erase the text, and let it go. Let it go. Like, for real. Do not, like, if you have belongings of theirs, do not put them in a box and then go try to hand deliver it.
No, God, please.
No, just mail it. Burn it. Return to sender. You do not need to. What's that going to do? Going to them in person to drop off stuff.
Bruh.
You're just going to be mad. And you're going to try to reconcile there. And it's not. You're going to get a restraining order. And it's not going to be a pretty thing. We're not doing that. Write their name down on a piece of paper. Throw it in the ocean. Like, you're releasing them. That's a beautiful thing. You know, especially if someone who has, like, passed away and there's nothing else you can do. You will never see them in this lifetime again. Write their name on a piece of paper and put it in a bottle. We don't want to mess up the ocean and stuff like that. But a piece of paper not going to hurt. But you know what I'm saying? Do something symbolic. Releasing. It's something, I don't know, in the mental. It's like a powerful mental shift when you're getting rid of these names and just releasing them. Or like everything that I think of, it's like detrimental to like the earth. I was going to say, like, write their name on a balloon and like release it into the air, to the atmosphere. Like, that's harmful. But do what it is that you have to do in order to heal. And when I say that, I mean do things that are like, write the letter, don't send it. Reframe the story in your mind. Give yourself that closure in your mind. I mean, that may sound a little bit delulu. Like, okay, yeah, they're telling you everything that you want to hear. Sometimes that's the only way that you're going to get it. You have to think about it in your head because people are going to be people. People have not come to a point in their life, a point of maturity where they are able to have hard questions answered or answer hard questions. And I believe a lot of it has to do with the trauma that people have faced in their younger years. So, for example, you can have someone who is 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, but they act as though they are 11 years old because it was at 11 was when they had that traumatic experience that has stunted them mentally.
Oh my God.
And they are not able to properly articulate, or they lash out as a young kid. So you're 50 years old on paper, but mentally, when it comes to your problem solving ability dealing with people that you have wronged, or when people confront you in regards to how you have wronged them, you are responding as an 11-year-old person. I have had to come to the realization that even though I am speaking to an adult, the way that they are responding to me, the way that they are acting is a young person who has been hurt. They have unresolved trauma, and as a result, this is what I am getting. So I don't know if I should be mad at the person who caused the trauma, be mad at you for not doing the work. But how can you do the work but you don't even realize what you've done? But I'm just saying, there comes a point in time where you're going to be faced with the same situation. It's going to be different people, same situation. And at a certain point in time, you're going to have to realize, like Taylor Swift says, me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. And so you're going to have to do some type of work. I am not your therapist. I really don't care what happened to you. That sounds harsh, but I don't, it's not me. It's not up to me to fix you. I cannot fix you. I do not want to fix you. I am not the fixer. I am not God. I cannot do it. I cannot undo it. You have to do the work. The end.
Game over.
That's it. And I have had to do the work to realize that some people are just not capable of giving that closure. And so in order for me, in order for you to be better, to do better, to keep going, to not have any bitterness, resentment, hurt, anger, misplaced anger, in our lives, we're going to have to do these steps, because closure isn't always a conversation.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of Nasty Talk. Let's keep the conversation going. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Can't wait to talk to you soon. And again, thanks for watching. Stay real, stay raw. Most importantly, stay nasty.